Welcome to the KeyForge Premier League Weekly. This is Jupiter Zagadera from Manlius, New York, and I'm coming at you with a update on the KFPL. Week 6 is concluded. We now have our top 4 from each group, and we will be moving forward and finishing this out as the cream is starting to rise to the top. And in the end, there can only be one Grand Champion. So, in true Highlander style, now we're going to start to take heads and we're going to grow power towards the finals. But before I go off and do this, let me remind you quickly that we have a event coming up over here, the 5th of December. It is basically a triad, a best of one triad with no Heart of the Forest. Best of one triad means you'll present 3 decks to your opponent. They'll ban one. You'll have 2 decks that you can choose from to play. Then you play a one best of one game. Whoever wins wins. So that's basically a fun event. It should be good times. We already starting to see people sign up for it, a $10 entry fee. All the information is at the website down below, so make sure you use that to link in and do your tournament. And it's all for a good cause. Like right now, we have a $10 for $10 match for Doctors Without Borders. So A plus on that score. And basically, we are going to now go over the top 16 and the brackets and all that stuff, as you guys are probably curious as what happened. So let's take a peek, shall we? We'll take a gander over here. So this was Group A, and as you can see, Z has won, and this is his one and only chance to play in an event. So he's making the most of it with a 5-1 record. And then you see him followed up by Dr. Sheep and True Rodian for a clear 1, 2, 3. Then you see at the 4 through 7 spot in this group of death, you see a lot of good names and a lot of good players that basically had a chance, right, with the system. And if you look, like Dave was able to barely edge out Lycanthrope. Like the last game that was played in this group, if Cav had won, I think Lycanthrope would have pushed past Dave. And they wouldn't be in the top 4. That's how close it was. It came down to the very last game of this group, so that's pretty awesome. This was a very competitive group. Had a lot of really good, solid players in it. As you can tell, you look at SAS creator Corey Than there at the bottom with a 1-5 record. Not a very telling tale there, as he is an outstanding player, 2-time Vault Tour winner, and he had difficulties in the group. So that is a tell-all of how well this group played and how tight it was. So you see a lot of people, even Nathan Starwalt from Tabletop Royale, an excellent player, like super next level, and went 3-3 because like a lot of these people are known and good. And then we had surprises too come out, like True Rodian. Like nobody has ever heard of this Brazilian monster that came out of nowhere and just went 4-0 in the first 4 weeks, undefeated. I didn't lose a single match, and then kind of cooled off towards the end. But we'll see if he can regain his momentum in the top 16 as he pushes forward in that ordeal. So that is the top 4 from this group would be Z, Dr. Sheep, True Rodian, and Dave Cordero. Congratulations, guys. That is amazing. I am glad that you guys were able to survive the group of death, because it was definitely the what I thought the most contested group from what I knew. There was another group that was pretty contested as well, but we'll get into that when we get into that. But first, let's take a quick look at Group B. This one was a little bit more clean cut, I think. As you see, like we had Just a Guy playing at 5-1, Siaka at 5-1. Then you had Kiwi at 4-2 and Ugluk at 4-2. And then everybody else was kind of distanced, away from them. But still a very competitive group. Lots of great players here too that didn't quite get their feet together. But Siaka and Just a Guy playing very well, at very high level, and showing their skills. And then you have Vincent and Ugluk that are there in 3 and 4, and they showed prowess too, as they were able to navigate through this field and set themselves up in a good way for the next round. So with all that said, that is the top 4 for Group B. And so now you're probably wondering, well, what does that mean, right? Well, that means that they're going to get to go into a bracket, and they are going to play out against people in their bracket. And I'm opening it now, so that way I can show you what it is. I messed up. I opened the Eastern bracket, and they're actually the Western bracket. do this all the time. Get it confused because I'm on the East Coast, not the West Coast. So, all right. So here we have it. Let's flip back over. I'll show you the official bracket on the road to the champion from the West. It would be put Z versus Ugluk, Dr. Sheep versus Kiwi, True Rodian versus Siaka, and Dave Cordero versus Just a Guy playing. So here you go. These are the facts. These are the people, and this is the breakdown of how the road to the finals is going to go from the western side, the western bracket. So there you go. So you have it. So you have some really cool potential matchups going. You see some familiar names and some potential pathing for some team shenanigans at the end. Will Hamburg Atlanteans be able to come out of this group? Maybe, and maybe a Westerner or an Eastern player, quote unquote, from Germany will take the Americans slash spot from North America, South America, Central America. So we'll see if Kiwi can pull the European upset. I'm sure the Europeans are behind Vincent 100%, and he's a really great guy. But he's also a great player. So that's the scary part. But we'll see if he can make it and navigate through this American field of top-notch players and this. And this sneaky sleeper True Rodian. I'm curious to see how far he can go in this tournament. He does have a tough first round pool with Siaka from the ABR team, Ancient Bear Republic team. So we have Ancient Bear Republic, we have Team SAS, we have a couple of Team SAS, Reap Out. And Hamburg Atlantean, and an undisclosed person, and Ugluk not actually being on a team. So there you go. But we do have quite the representation from Team SAS, as 3 players are in this event, and 1 player from Reap Out. So on this side of the board anyway, and then again ABR is there, Hamburg Atlanteans are there. So we'll see what comes of this bracket. But that's the bracket to come. So boom. Doom. Awesome times in the city. In the city as we move forward and take another a peek at the results for Group C. So the results for Group C. What's up? Well, thank you. I get brought food. Fiance's awesome. She's always feeding me. All right, so let's see. So we'll take a quick look over here at the standings for Group C. Group C standings were like this: Gorbelly at 5-1, Anxious Pirate and Zyre 4-2. Then you see there was kind of a group set here of 3-0s, right? So this is another very tightly contested group with Stealth Slash through Pikmar all being 3-0. The drop was a little bit weird, but nothing too different in how the result turned out. Stealth Slash was able to just creep out Alestro with a 2-0 win in the final round and basically get himself into that 4th slot. So this was a pretty tightly contested group as well, much like the group of death that I deemed Group A. This group had actually plenty of spice to it as well and lots of high-level play. This was definitely a more contested group than the other half of this one, but there was lots of really great players here. As you can see, Doncaro at 3-3, and we all know he was a 2-time Vault Tour player as well, and lots of familiar names here on the European front. So congratulations to the top 4 here of Gorbelly, Anxious Pirate, Zyre, and Stealth Slash as they move through. 2 Filipino players making it through. So APAC is well represented here in this group, and APAC actually did very well percentage-wise in all the groups because they were able to manage 3 people with the least amount of representation. So that was actually kind of interesting. And then we'll do one more quick peek at Group D, so I can show you Group D. I'll go back to poster mode here. But Group D was Andy Ming, 5-1, Erie Daly, 5-1, both playing incredible Keyforge. The matchups there were absolutely amazing. Um, Dammit 96 was able to secure third place with a 4-2 record. Then here you see a bunch of 3-3s as well. And this was even a little bit more crazy. We had to adjust a little bit because of the double drops, but with that said, in the end, places didn't move, but points did get a little bit closer. As you can see, two Hamburg Atlanteans on the cusps of Fierza, but they weren't able to close the gap in the Buchholz. So there was Fierza was able to maintain his fourth spot, and move forward with Andy Ming, Erie Daly, Dammit, and Fierza. So great showing by the Hamburg Atlanteans. They still have two people alive out of four that were in. So you guys are rocking the Casbah, so to say, as you guys move forward in this. So where does that leave us with that? Let's take a look now at their side of the bracket, and this will be the Eastern bracket for the groups. And you see it will be Gorebelly versus Fierza. It will be Anxious Pirate versus Dammit 96. It will be Zyre versus Ire Daily, and it will be Stealth Slash versus Andy Ming. So we have Team Lab Work represented by Andy Ming. We have Stealth Slash and Gorebelly both being Filipino Dragons, aka also known to be part of the United Archons. So congrats to those guys. I'm very excited for you guys. You have my heart. You see a Team Reap Out player. You see a Team Low Key player, an Anxious Pirate. You see Team Da Vinci from Dammit 96, and Zyre is I don't want to get which London team he plays for wrong, so let me do a quick peek, not to mess it up, but he is with Team London Urchins. So pretty good representation here throughout the world. So in the end, basically what happens is these guys are going to play it out, and they're going to duke it out, and we're going to get to the top. The cream of the crop was going to rise to the top, like we said. And in true Highlander fashion, they'll start cutting each other's heads off until there's only one, right? One grand champion. So it's going to be amazing. So in total, we had basically 8 people from the adaptive qualifier make it to the top 16. That's crazy because we only had 9 in that, and 8 of those people made it to the top. And then we had 3 Vault Tour top 10 winners make it. We had 2 Triad qualifier people make it. We had 1 Grand Championship winner, 1 Sealed qualified winner, 1 Vault Tour winner. So like that goes to show you that the qualifiers have actually brought a lot of really good people into the mix. So that's amazing, and congratulations to all of you guys. In total, too, we have 5 participants from the United States, 1 from Canada, 1 from Brazil, 2 from Germany, 1 from the UK, 1 from Italy, 2 from the Philippines, 2 from Australia, 1 from Hong Kong. So 5 APAC players have made it into the top 16 if you count the Australians, the Filipinos, and the Hong Kong players all together, 5 of them, and they were the hardest people to get into the events as far as time slots go, but they are showing that they can play some cards, and that's awesome. The Americas have 6 total with or 7 total with Brazil, Canada, and the US, but the APAC region does have 5, and then you look at the European contingency and they have 4. So pretty well spread out. The talent comes from all around the world. This is truly international. That's amazing. I'm excited. That's awesome. And again, the teams that have made it into the top 16, you have SAS LP has 3 people, 2 people from the Hamburg Atlanteans, 2 from the United Archons / Calafino Dragons, Pinot Dragons unit from the PI there. 2 Reap Out members, 1 Ancient Bear Republic, 1 Da Vinci, 1 Lab Work, 1 London Urchin, 1 Sanctimonious, and then 2 that are not affiliated. So teams, if you're looking for good players, there's 2 of them out there that don't have teams. Go hunt them down. That'd be Ugluk and Rodian, I believe, right? So just crazy, like how far we've come and where we're at, and this is where we're going. So stay tuned. All these games will be recorded and played on the YouTube channel here. So if you want to watch some top-notch competition, this is where to find it. And thanks for listening in to this quick cast. Basically, just doing a quick rundown of where we're at and where we're going. So kudos and thank you. Please sign up for the December 5th tournament. It's going to be awesome, and I will see you soon as we move forward in this event. Thank you again for everything that you guys do, because without you guys we wouldn't be here, and you guys are awesome.